So last time we left off, we were at this page where we were able to go to our API in a web page and get back the information that we were looking for when you click on it. I said that we were going to move this JavaScript out into its own file, but actually we're not going to do that quite yet. What we're going to do first is have a way of assigning up into and out of our website, which is what most web applications would need to have. So to do that, I'm just going to take this file and I'm actually just going to call it temp for now and move it out, and I'm going to create a brand new index.html. So I'm just going to save as. Index.html. And I'm just going to go and grab the title, so the title stays the same. And in the body, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a placeholder for signing up for the website, signing into the website, and signing out of the website. So we now have this, and the first thing, I spelled that wrong, I did sing. There we go. Better. So the first thing we're going to do is this sign up. Now, you could do this yourself, but it's probably a really bad idea for you to keep track of logins and passwords. So we're going to use a service from AWS. And the service is called Cognito. So we're going to go to AWS Amazon Cognito, and we're going to enter this thing called Manage User Pools. Now, there's one thing you need to remember. A pool is a collection of individual client apps. So we're making a particular app, so we need to make a pool that could have several apps, and then we're going to place one particular app inside of it. The reason for this is you might have several different apps that are related, and you would only want the user to log in, have a login for one particular login that will get them into the several apps. So we're just going to create a pool. You have to give the pool a name. So I'm just going to call it Cognito Pool, and we're actually going to step through the settings just to make sure there's a few that we want to change from the defaults. So the first thing we want to change on the attribute is from username to email. So remember, from the database, we want the user individual key, the primary key, to be their email address. We don't want them to have to create a username. So we're going to use the email address not only as the key in the database, but as their key to log in as well. And because of that, we would want email to be required. So we're just going to go next. This is setting up your password requirements. We're just going to leave it at 8 characters, number, special, upper and lower. That's a good standard to go with. Under here, we're not going to change anything, I don't think. Nope, we're not going to change anything under multi-factor authentication. In message customization, when they first sign up, they will either have to get a code or a link. So I'm going to choose link, but you could use code as well. The code would get emailed to the individual. It's a 4-digit code. You put it in, and then you're confirmed. The link, they send you an email. You click on the link, and you're confirmed. So I'm just going to go by link, and then I don't have to move codes around. And we're not going to have any tags, and we're not going to worry about devices. App client we're going to come back to. So this is the particular app. You can have several of these for the pool, and we're going to come to that in a minute. We're not going to do any triggers at the moment. We're going to come back to that later. And here's the review. it gives you a warning. We are going to be sending out so few emails because we only have so few users that it's perfectly fine. If for some reason your website takes off and you have millions of users, well, then you can look into changing how that works. So we're going to create the pool. This pool ID is unique to us, and we're going to need that later on. Now we can go down and create our app client. So we're going to add an app client. This is going to be our web app. You have to make sure that you uncheck this box, or the way I'm going to show you how to do it, it's not going to work. So make sure generate client secret is off. And then create the app client. This is another particular number that we're going to use later as well. Show details, we're just going to show you that. This has to be set to no secret key. That was the thing we unchecked. If not, it's not going to work for us. We're now going to come down to app client setting, and we want to enable identity provider by Cognito user pool. So this is what we're going to use to have AWS take care of all of our login stuff. We need a callback when the user signs up and we're done. It will send them to a particular URL. Now that would probably be like a profile page or your main page once users are signed in. We don't know that URL right now, so we're just going to put a placeholder in and change it later. It must be HTTPS. And literally, yes, I'm just going to go example.com. Authentication, we're going to select these two, and the scope, we're going to allow everything. And then we save changes. Next thing is domain. We need a URL where users can go. Click on sign up. They must go to the URL where they can actually sign up. So this is the ending piece of that URL provided by AWS Cognito. Ours has to be obviously unique, so you have to put something in here that is unique. I'm actually going to purposely make this not work by putting in capitals and say check available. So you'll notice it has to be lowercase, numbers, and hyphen. Okay, so now this is unique because I have taken this. Nobody else gets it. So you can't use this. You're going to have to come up with something unique for your app. Maybe the name of the app you can put in there. And then say save changes. Okay, we're almost done. So if we go back to app client settings and we scroll down to the bottom, you'll notice there's this section saying hosted UI. So Amazon provides a way for users either to sign up, sorry about that, sign up or sign in. So we're going to launch this, and here's the web page. You'll notice that particular URL that I just selected. So this is sign in. We can't sign in because we haven't signed up yet. So really what we need to do is go to this URL. So this is the sign up web page. This is the URL. I'm going to take that and stuff it back in our website up here so that you can click on this to go to that particular page. So I'm just going to create an ref, and it's equal to this massive URL. And I'm going to have to move this end A to the end of this. So I'm going to save that and update, and you'll notice, there we go. So now when the user clicks on this, oh, sorry, that's right, it won't work here. You have to go to the full page. And you should also get used to going function key 12 so that you can see any errors happening in the console. This, once again, we've mentioned before, is just the Fivi icon, and when we load it into Amplify, that won't show up. So now when we click here, there is our sign up page. So we're literally going to sign up now. So I'm just going to pick that. Now, this has to be an email address that you can get access to because it will send you that link that you need to click on, and it does all the checking to make sure that your password follows the rules, and you click sign up, and it says we've sent you the email. So I'm just going to go to my email. It might take a minute to actually show up. It's not usually instantaneous. Give it one more try. Maybe another one. Might have to wait a minute. There we go. And here is our link to verify and confirm that we're a real person. And it says we are now confirmed. So we can now go back to Cognito and our hosted UI, or actually we can go sign in now. So after you sign up and verify it, it then sends you to the sign in page, which makes good sense. And we're going to sign in. Now when we click this button, remember when we went and designed this, we said once we're signed in, we should go there. So we should end up at that URL once we've signed in. And there we are. We're at example.com. So that's the process of using Cognito to sign up and then to sign in. And you'll notice if we go back to the user groups up here and refresh this page, there's one unique confirmed user, and there we are. So on the next lesson, what we're going to do is actually write our own web page to sign in. Now that we have a sign up, we're going to do this one because you actually need the hosted one doesn't quite work in the application that we're using.